What's going on, everybody? I'm Charles Kennedy Jr. I'm the writer, producer, and director of Affliction. Affliction follows the story of a young African-American writer named Antoine Gordon Jr. who's living with schizophrenia. The story gives an insider perspective of what it might be like for someone who's struggling with their mental health and how family history and previous traumas can influence unhealthy mental habits, and especially how that relates to us in the African-American community. The story is important on two fronts. Firstly, to contribute to the positive dialogue on mental health in the African-American community by telling a story that goes inside the mind of someone who is struggling, which will encourage everyone to take their mental health a little more seriously. Secondly, to create a greater sense of sensitivity and empathy toward everyone, because we never really know what someone is going through. The story of Affliction is a very personal one for me. I lost my grandma to Alzheimer's disease, which was really devastating because it was like losing a second mom. And while I grieved her death, I had a lot of my unhealed wounds from my youth rise up to the surface, and I had to face those things along with facing the current reality of my grandma not being around anymore. And it was really overwhelming because I realized that I didn't have the proper tools to be able to cope and deal with these things in a healthy way. Thankfully, I had my wife encourage me to go see a therapist, and in my therapy sessions, I was given a lot of practical tools to be able to have some sort of positive perspective and not fall into a pit of despair. And I believe that Affliction is a cautionary tale of what might happen if you ignore your mental health completely. I hope that this story can inspire someone who may not feel like they know where to start, or may not have a voice, or may feel like they're the only one in the world who's dealing with the things that they're dealing with. And I hope that it encourages you to speak out, get some help, find someone to talk to. All of the funds that we raise via Indiegogo will go directly to our production costs, which most notably include compensation for our cast and crew for their time and their gifts that they're giving to the project, for equipment so that our cast and crew can be able to create in the best way possible, and for food, because happy crew, happy life. This project aims to inspire and provide a voice for anyone who may be struggling to talk about the things that they're dealing with on the inside. Join us as we try to contribute positively to the conversation on mental health and try to break the stigma of mental health in the African American community.